by far, this is one of my more favorite lessons that we do with third graders, because we get to do some things with science that we usually don't get to do. We're going to talk a little bit about our eyes today. And we are going, I got to get this started here. Wait, we're in May 4th of 4/20. I'm going to make sure this is mute because some people do watch this, like I always say, on YouTube. Okay, most people are here on Zoom, and that's great. Don't worry about your faces. I don't generally jump between everybody. I always leave mine pinned, and you can almost only see mine pinned unless I jump to gallery view sometimes, which I usually don't, just because. I'm going to mute myself on this one. And I am going to make a quick switch here. Hang on one second, guys. Make sure. Sometimes I leave it on accident because my wife does videos for her classes that she has to post and that they use, and I'll keep this up and ready to go. So I am running this MacBook, like I always say, as hard as I possibly can without breaking it. So today's lesson, I think, is a lot of fun. It's a great science thing, and it allows you to be a little bit creative and try this. There is nothing wrong with trying this besides wasting a lot of milk. Milk isn't cheap, though, unfortunately, especially the higher up you go in percentage, okay? And we're going to talk about why that is in a little bit. Okay, so what we will do is we're going to start talking about light and color and the weirdness that it is. So the weird thing about our eyeballs is our eyeballs are quite good at information. Yes, we are live, okay? When we look at our eyeballs, okay, we can see a whole lot of different colors and a whole lot of different shades. Unless you have some forms of color blindness, okay? And remember, color blindness is not where you lose all the colors. What it does is it washes all the colors together. They don't separate from each other. It'd be like going into a paint store and all of the regions of colors would be like, well, for some people, they'd all be like washed together. Some people have a red, blue, purple color blindness, okay? And what would happen is if I put this purple in between this red and blue, okay, can everybody see that there? Well, if you can, there are three separate colors here. A red, a purple, and a blue. And if you do this with some people, what will happen is because you put this purple in the middle, it'll wash all these colors in either to a red purple across all of them or a blue purple across all of them, and they won't be able to see the three individual colors. So paint stores would be very hard for them because you'd have all these colors that are washing together. But it's not that they can't see them. It's not black and white and gray like we think it is. It's not that. It's where all the colors kind of just blend together and blur together. Now, there are some people, excuse me, with very severe color blindness, but they end up seeing a lot of the world in shades of reds, browns, and greens, okay? And that's just the way it is. We could get into that more, but that is a really, really deep topic, guys. That's more of a 6th, 7th, 8th grade level type thing. I'm sure you'll have questions about it. I can answer them to the best of your ability, my ability at the 3rd grade level, but for now, just know that it'd be like taking a whole bunch of paint on a palette and smearing the colors together, okay? So let's see how our eyes actually play tricks on us, and this is by far some of my favorite things to do. Our eyes are great, but we don't have the best vision in nature. The problem we have is that our eyes want to fill in details that are really not there. And in fact, we actually have a blind spot too. So here's what I want you to do. Does everybody see this white dot right here in the center? Okay. What I want you to do is I want you to stare at that white dot and that white dot only. Focus on that white dot. Okay. Focus on it. Focus. Okay. Keep focusing on it. And on the count of 3, I'm going to switch slides and I want you to keep looking at that. Ready? 1, 2, 3. All right. Type in what you saw. Let's see. Type in what you think you saw. I wonder what people saw here. Okay, type in what did you see when I switched from the green side of the flag to the pure white background? A big flash, okay, a blur, 3 black dots, interesting, white, a flash, the American flag for about 10 seconds, okay, a big flash, great, okay, okay, good, 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 a blur, okay, it is kind of a blur. All right, good. Now, let's try it one more time. This is tricky, okay? This is tricky to see. And I don't want to tell you what the answer is, but there's a little bit of an image hangover. Means it holds on for like a split second, like I think it's 1/24th of a second. And I want you to keep looking at it and then look at that whole picture. Think about the American flag and what you see. And then when I flip screens, see what happens. It may not show up on your device easy, okay? So make sure you're looking right at that dot. Don't stare at it, but just look at it, keep blinking. Look at it, focus on it, okay? The image is kind of burning in the back of your eye, okay? Here we go. I'm going to switch it in 3, 2, 1, switch. And if you're looking at it, if you look at it and see it, don't type anything in, but if you look at it, you should be able to see that American flag hanging back there. Okay, you should be able to see it for like a split second, like the smallest of seconds. Okay, because what we have here are the opposite colors, the inverted colors. All right. And if you even look at it for a split second, it should just hang there. It should be a quick bloop, flash of the American flag, and then it should go. Yeah, you're not going to see it for very long. That's that little image hangover that our eyes have. It's a weird, weird, weird thing. It's what makes our eyeballs unique, but it's also what plays tricks on our eyeballs too. That's the funny thing. Hang on, I'm jammed up here a little bit. Okay. So I want you to look at this real quick. Look at this image. You have A and you have B. Whoops. You have A and you have B. If you were to guess which line is longer, A or B, okay, if you were to guess, I want you to make your prediction which one's longer, A or B. Okay, don't have to type anything in. If you're to do that, most people are going to think that A, yeah, most definitely most people are going to say A, okay? But here's the trick. The reason why A looks longer than B is all due to this V shape. It's playing tricks on our eyes and it plays tricks on our mind. It's kind of like the idea, if you look at railroad tracks long enough, they start to merge in. It's an optical illusion. But honestly, if I click this, look, I drew in a couple lines here. Look at these little straight lines. They're not perfect, but they're as best as I can with the pixels on there. If you notice, those straight lines, those lines are basically the same length. They are the same length. If you were to measure them, you'd be able to see that they are the exact same length. Yeah, they are the same. Isn't that weird? Even though if I were to go back up, A looks longer than B, but it's all due to that little points on the outside. They are actually the same length. Confusing. And so this has to do with the way that light works. Okay? Prisms are, I know, it's a weird optical illusion. I love playing with optical illusions. They're a lot of fun to do. The best one are the ones that are the bullseyes with the circles inside of each other. And it makes it look like it's spinning, but it's actually not spinning. It's the craziest thing. Our eyes are good. We blink a lot. But our brain tries to fill in the image when it's really not there, if that makes sense. The picture is there, but our brain is trying to put the details in when the details aren't there. And then there's one other problem we have is we have a blind spot. Because right about 2 feet in front of our face if I were to put this here and I'm looking straight at the camera and with my finger, I can actually see the camera perfectly and my finger is blurred out. It's weird. I'm not even going cross-eyed. There's a hole in my vision about here. Okay, let me show you. So if I go out about this far, about 2 feet, okay, right here, and I look straight forward, I'm not even crossing my eyes. I can actually see through my finger. You'll have to kind of judge where your focus point is, okay? And it's a weird thing to do. Okay, I think I saw somebody had their hand raised. You had a question? Braden, you have a question? Go ahead and ask your question if you have it. Go ahead and type it in. It's a really weird thing, and I can't tell you where it is for you. You have to kind of mess with it. The one thing that are fun, think about the 3D. Have any of you stared at those 3D whatever pictures where they look like a bunch of blurry lines and you stare at it long enough and you bring it back, then it looks like a 3D picture? If you've done that before, again, that's an optical illusion type thing. The picture's really not in there technically. It's weird. Or I know if I go to I think it's Dill or Odell's elementary school, they have the American flag. From a distance, it looks like the American flag, but if you walk up, you see every student's individual picture in there. Again, our brain thinks big picture. We miss those small details. It's the weirdest thing, okay? You can still see your finger. Yeah, I can still see my finger here, okay? But you can technically see through it. It's a blind spot. It's weird. Okay. Yeah. It is really, really neat to see. Those optical illusions are great. And it all deals with how light travels. Okay. Light moves very fast. All the light we get is about moving at about 3. Oh, cool. Thunder. Sweet. There was lightning and thunder. White light. Okay. I can count how far away that is because it was maybe a second or two, and then poof, it's there. Light travels faster than sound. Woo, that was a good one. All right, light travels faster than sound. Okay. We can see that because if you've ever been to a track meet, when the starter pistol goes off, you see the pistol first, you see the shot, then you hear it. Or if you ever watch fireworks and you're a long distance away, you see the explosion, but you don't hear it until later. Light can be divided up into multiple colors. It's weird, okay? We can take a prism and divide light into its 6, 8, 7 different colors. I can count, okay? To a red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet, okay? Red, hang on one second. All right, sorry. Sorry, we had a thunder emergency there. We got a little scared. Sorry, guys. All right, it's a little spooky. It catches you off guard, okay? Red is the slowest moving and the least powerful. We feel red and infrared as heat. Ultraviolet is the stuff that hurts our eyes and can give us skin cancer. Okay. It's really purple. Okay, infrared, okay, we use those as TV remotes. So every time you use your TV remotes, that's actually infrared communication. Ultraviolet, if you ever see pictures of tanning beds, those are ultraviolet beds. Okay, ultraviolet is also black lights. Very cool. Okay, black lights make white things show up purple. It's a very intense energy. Ultraviolet is what gives us our vitamin D. It gives us our nice, healthy, brownish glow. But too much ultraviolet light causes skin cancers and can damage us. Okay, that's why they say wear sunscreen in UVA and UVB. It's an important thing. Colors don't necessarily hurt you, okay? It's outside those ranges that cause problems, especially above violet, because it's a very intense energy, okay? Purple travels faster. Red is a less intense color. It's weird. White is actually all of the colors being reflected back to you. Okay, white is every color being reflected back to you. Black is every color that's being absorbed and nothing is bouncing back. It's weird. You see colors. Now this is the backwards thing, and here's where your brains are going to explode a little bit. My orange shirt is not because the orange is being absorbed. That's not correct. Okay? The orange of my shirt is not because the orange is soaking in. The orange is bouncing back. Every other color is being absorbed. We see green leaves outside because the green is bouncing back to us. Plants are actually absorbing all the other ones. Specifically, they want red light and they want blue light. It's weird. They want a red and a blue frequency, kind of like radios, all right? I know some of you with the storms, if you lose power, if you can't communicate, jump in and jump out, it's okay, right? So, am I making sense with colors? Okay, I'm going to stop my share real quick. I'm going to go to gallery view. Do I make sense? Give me a thumbs up. Do I make sense with the with colors? Does that make sense to you guys? Okay, it's a little tricky. I'm trying to keep it simple. All right. Now, a little bit, okay. It is tricky. Just remember, the colors that you see from your shirts are what is bouncing back. The colors that we see is what's bouncing back to us. Everything else is getting soaked up. If you think about it on a really hot day, wearing a black shirt, bad idea because all the colors are being absorbed. You want to wear a white shirt because then the white is bouncing back, okay? It is a little tricky to understand light. I'm sorry, guys. It's just a little bit tricky, okay? Before I go on, guys, and before I start my next set, now is a good time to type in any questions that you have. If you have questions, now's a good time to ask them. Okay, I can answer some of these questions. And then I'll show you how we can use colors to our benefit in the color wheel. If there aren't too many questions, we'll call it good and we'll jump ahead. Looks like most people have it under control. I don't think I see too many people typing questions. Look good? Yes, we are getting right to the food coloring thing. That is our next step right now. Good question. That's what I'm going to show you. All right. So, how do we deal with colors? Well, we can have a lot of fun with them. We know, and I'm just going to use primary colors for now. Okay, I'm not going to put any of those in there because we know that our primary colors are red, yellow, and blue. Okay, so I've got this plate of milk and everything ready to go. We know that my primary colors, I'm just going to put one drop here. I've got red. Actually, I'll put a couple. 2, 3. And the neat thing is that red is staying put because of the milk fat. Okay, I cheated. I put creamer in, or I put heavy cream in here. Okay, so I've got yellow. Boy, that's really blurry. Sorry, guys. So I've got red as one of my primary colors. Okay, I know that another one of my primary colors is yellow. Okay, I've got red, yellow, and then if I take my other primary color is blue. Okay. You may have done something like this before. If we've done this before, great. If you've never done this, don't worry. Okay? While you're working with this, if you have questions, let me know. Any food coloring will work. You could add green to it. You're fine. Okay, so what I'm going to do, and you can only do this a certain number of times. I have a little bit of dish soap here. Use dish soap. It works the best. Okay, mine happens to be red. It's apple scented and flavored. So I'm going to dunk it in here. All right. I'm going to kind of swirl off the excess. Now, what I will do is because fats and soaps don't get along, what I will do is I'm going, whoop, I can't press down on this because my table is uneven, all right? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my Q-tip and I'm gonna press it directly in the center of my color. Is the plate upside down? No, actually my plate is right side up, okay? I'm actually going over the top here. My camera is this way, so this is up. Okay, see, this is my left hand, this is my right hand, okay? It doesn't matter how you do it, it's always a good question. So I'm right here. Watch as I do this. I'm gonna take my Q-tip, I'm gonna press directly in the center, and I make the color move away. So I've got red, I've got blue, and I've got yellow. But if I take red and yellow, if I can get it to work, and if I bring this across, I should be able to get the colors. Now what I can do is I can have fun arting. Okay, so now I can make these really awesome designs if I do this right. And I just kind of hold it in place. And this will only work for a little while because eventually all of the fat will get pushed out to the side. And I should get this really cool mixing if I do it right. I've had some really cool ones done by third graders that look like galaxy swirls. They look awesome. I can't get that. There we go. And notice I'm just using the same Q-tip. I'm just pushing it around gently, moving all that fat around. All right, I'm getting there. How's that looking for art? Pretty good? Not bad. I'm not a great artist. If I do this right, okay, got some fat blobs in there of milk fat. There we go. The lightest of touch, it seems to work. This is a mixture of half milk and half cream. All right, ooh, there we go. I'm gonna stop there. You know what? I'm gonna stop there. What do you think? Should I stop there, guys? I am impressed. There, that is my art. That is my art, okay? Somebody said that looks pretty good. I'll take that. I'll take that as a compliment from a third grader that I did a good job. Thank you. Now, and that's really all there is to it. This is just using, okay? So go ahead and stop though. Those of you who are doing this, now watch. What you're doing is you're using the fat of the milk. You're using the fat of the milk. Okay, good question. How much soap? I have a lot here. I just take my Q-tip in, I kind of swirl it in, and then just kind of squeeze off a little bit of the extra. The lighter the touch I use, the better it seems to work, okay? See, I put more soap on here, but it's pushing it out more now. I was using a really thin, easy touch, and now I've kind of touched it and destroyed it a little bit. There we go. All right. Then what a lot of third graders will do is they'll take their Q-tip and swirl it around. It'll make it look like a disgusting blob. Please don't do that. That just ruins all the fun. When you finish your work, make it look good. Those of you who are doing it, if you can push the little raise hand button on there, I will switch over to your view and you can take a look at what you did. Okay. If you happen to do that, it's down in, you go to you go to participant, you can raise your hand. If you did it with us, you can raise your hand. I wanted to show everybody what you did. I know I saw some people do this along with us. Some people didn't. Okay, this is a lot of fun. But what you're doing is you're using the milk fat and you're pushing it around. Okay, you're pushing it around and the color sits on top of the fat of the milk and it doesn't mix with the milk on the inside. I cheated. I used a lot more heavy cream to make mine. And once you're done with this, ladies and gentlemen, all you have to do is just dump it down the drain. And whoa, I put a little bit too much soap there. Look at it. It looks like a volcano of color right there. Got a little bit too much soap there, didn't I? Whoa, look at that. It's going crazy. That's what happens when you get a little bit too much soap, but I got a really pretty color there going on. Okay. You get a weird little volcano of color. Now that's a problem because what it did is it actually destroyed all my hard work. It looks kind of cool though. I put it in there. See if I get a volcano going. Down here. Nope, that didn't work. Yeah, it is pretty awesome. So this is a neat way to experiment with colors. Oh, wow, look at that. Look at that up there. Holy cow, check that out. Look at that. Whoa. I've got these soap bubbles fizzing with it. Oh, that is so cool. That is cool. Look at that fountain of red and blue. Oh my goodness, that is amazing. So yeah, there is a lot of cool things that you can do with this. This is just one way to show how color works. And notice, look what color's taking over. That red and blue is just dominating all of that other color. This was a complete accident, and it looks great. Did anybody do this and participate along with us? Anybody do that actually at all? Just curious. Anybody? If you did, I'm going to go ahead and stop my recording here.